So, program is a mag grip pull down, but anything neutral is fine, like any lat full,
I'm not going to be
overhead.
You do your thing, I'm not going to be able to pull down. I won't even be able to compress my spine. So I'll just have a play with.
So Jason's out, hurt his back during the week. So you're joining my back workout for the day. It's my regular back session. I'm a little behind in the schedule. Grid out fly, neutral pull down, single arm lat focus row, and then like a medium grip upper back row, some bicep curls. So should be a fun session. So with your neutral grip, the good mag grips will actually have this like supinated a little bit more. So you can target that elbow down into the hip if you want to lat bias this a little more. This one's quite straight. They're pretty much parallel, but there's a little bit of a bend, not too much. But the goal is still to pull down into the hip as much as you can. For the moment, I'm saying lat bias. I'm not coming all the way up here, letting the shoulder come up as I would in other blocks. Right now it's here, then pulling down into the hip as much as possible with the grip. Gone from 88 to 92 kilos in the last 8 to 10 weeks. So we've still got 8 weeks from Monday left of the bulk. We'll have the STC photo shoot in April. So plan to do a little bit of a maintenance phase and then a cut into that. Just be a short, like really aggressive, not looking for anything kind of exceptional. Back into a growth phase. And then I'll do a proper 14 to 16 week cut into a photo shoot at the end of the year. I'd love to be around like high 80s lean, so low, all-time low for last year's shoot was 82. Shoot day I was 84 with full of carbs. So I'd like to be like 88 plus with a couple of years. Even 90 lean would be great with a similar level of conditioning. So a really good thing about having like the timeline on every phase of your training. It's like I'm thinking at the moment, like I only got 8 back workouts in this surplus. Sorry, I trained back 1.5 times, but I only have this back workout 8 times before the calories go away. So in sets like that, it's like you gotta fucking go, man. Doesn't matter if it's recorded 3 podcasts and now you're coming in here and whatever. It's like you gotta fucking go because you only got 8 chances to do this. So if you don't have phasic based goals, it's really easy to be like, oh, this workout doesn't matter. When you narrow the lens, you gotta fucking go. So generally I'll have a single arm seated cable, but the cables were busy and I'm at a gym with cool equipment, so I want to play with the equipment. Jace pointed me in the direction of this. It's quite nice in the shortened position. Yeah, the way the load's cambered feels nice. You can get into that shortened position. It's a little bit like lightens off a little bit so you can get really short. And a lot of people will lose a single arm row, like that stretch position. Like if you watch my videos, even like you're gonna get to here and it's like, that's the sticking point. It's a little bit more favorable there, so then you can finish. I'm imagining now that it's loaded, it'll be able to finish sets off a little better, a little bit more range than what I typically would. So recommendation would be to not do this double arm. I've had to like adjust my body positioning a little bit to get into a position that the elbow kind of tracks over the hip properly. So I wouldn't be sitting here like this. I don't think that would be very favorable, but yeah, if you get your body in the right spot, it's nice.
lifting yourself, if at all, vertical or horizontal, with the concern of, oh, it's too much biceps when you get fatigued? Do you stop at a certain point?
Nah. Those two exercises are supposed to be lat biased, right? Yeah. Bias is really important. You're biasing a particular area of the back, but like you're still flexing the elbow, so you're still going to use your bicep. So you're going to use your rhomboids, your lower traps. Like all of those things are still engaged, still doing work. You're just not, you're trying to shift most of the work to another part of the body. So it's not like I'm starting to feel my biceps means I'm no longer stimulating my lat. We want to try and be in positions that mechanically will mean that the bicep can do the least amount of work. So the way this kind of lines through, the way I was set up in here, it's like there's not a lot of, if I was staying here, it's gonna be heaps of bicep, right? Because you see the wrist is actually coming to the shoulder a lot more, the gap in the elbow is changing heaps. That's why I was set up here and almost getting this like lean and rotation. It's not like people have this false idea of doing that shortens the lat, it's not. But if I'm here, I get less shortening of the biceps, so it's doing less of the work. Trying to pull that elbow down into the hip and keep the lat loaded the whole time. So it's more about the positioning mechanically. I would stop a set if I wasn't able to do that and I started like collapsing over and using the bicep here. Would be, yeah, when I would call the set.
Favor what you want to favor and don't worry about the rest.
Yeah, and that goes for everything, like fucking pec flies and stuff. You might want to bias section of the pec. Cool, so like we're coming up to kind of target the upper pec. The whole pec's still working. We're just trying to bias a certain position. I like that very much. Actually starting to feel big. So early in the session, like to talk about the layout of the session. So we had the reverse fly, rear delt focus, but also just opening up. Talked a bit on the podcast today about like having access to external rotation and stuff in the shoulder to be able to train properly and not get elbow pain and all that kind of stuff. Instead of spending an extra 10 minutes in the warm-up room, moving a working exercise that's going to improve positioning and mobility. Usually I'd actually do a rope. It just opens up even more, but with Jace today, obviously we can't go into that extended position. We go into lat focus pull down, a lat focus row. Now into a more upper back, lower trap, rhomboids, rear delt focus row, just to keep the tissue there. We don't want to just train lats all the time. We'll end up fucking way super internally rotated, tight lats, tight chest, etc. So trying to keep some balance through the program, but also maintain, if not build, some muscle through the upper back as well, because always want more in the back. That's it. Guys only want one thing, lats from the front.